better in the 1940s. It was bad. It was evil. But what happened? Something changed. They committed less crimes.
Maybe they were afraid. I mean, 4,000 black men, women, and
there were about 3,700 free blacks who owned 12,000 slaves, black slaves. The question is, do the descendants of those free blacks who owned black slaves, do they pay? Blacks really benefited more the first 100 years after slavery than we have in the last 50 years. I was born in 1937 during the Depression. Everyone in my small, low-income black community, 98% of the households had a man and a woman raising children. Elderly people could walk safely in that community without fear of being assaulted by their grandchildren. Never heard a gunfire during that time. Never heard of a child being shot to death in the crib. But there are 50 children today who have been shot and killed in our cities. You're talking about remedies. We've got to look beyond saying that every solution has to have a winner and a loser, that blacks can only benefit if whites lose. We have to be defined more than just victims of oppression. There were about
The thing that's funny is that we're going to have people that disagree with this gentleman about that in the 1940s, that it was better back then than it is now. Now, Charlie Kirk made that statement. And so here's someone that was born in 1937. My grandfather was born in 1932. My grandmother was born in 1936. Now, if people who actually lived in those times said that, hey, listen, we didn't have kids being killed in the streets. We didn't even hear gunfire at all. There was not this type of violence that we see in today's time in 2020 back in our time. And so if they can see that back then was more peaceful, that black people had more businesses, that we generated more wealth as a whole together, how are we going to disagree with what Charlie Kirk said initially when he's getting data and his resources from people that actually lived in that time? And then here we are, we will actually listen to somebody that lived in that time and then disagree with them based off our personal experience. But when we look at the violence, when we look at the state of our communities, the state of two-parent households, it's totally different. It's not the same. And this gentleman, based off, and he's still living today. I actually watched him on the Patrick Bet-David podcast, and the freaking interview was phenomenal. And the one thing that he said was missing from what he sees is the two-parent household and the church being the pillar of the community. You can disagree with all you want, but you were not living at that time. This is somebody who lived in that time and still in this era. Tell me what y'all think in the comments.